Hey everybody, Frank Chen here with REIClub.com, the only site you'll need as a real estate investor. Today's quick video, we're going to be talking about bulk REO properties. Now what are bulk REOs? Well, these are pretty much foreclosed properties that are taken back by the bank after a failed foreclosure auction. And then these properties are packaged together and then sold at a steeply discounted price. Now, why are banks doing this? Well, banks and other lending institutions are not in the business of managing properties. So paying property tax, hazardous insurance, utilities, and maintenance costs really create a financial burden on them. So they're actually willing to sell these bad assets in bulk at a discount rate. Rather, of course, liquidating these properties one at a time, which can take a lot of time. Now, some packages that you could kind of look into are residential, which are 1 to 4 houses for families, and which are houses and condos. You have commercial packages, which are apartments 5 units or more, office buildings, retail, shopping centers, and of course, performing and non-performing mortgage notes. Okay. Now, these properties can be found all over the U.S. by region, state, city, even zip code specific. And costs do vary from several thousand, several hundred thousand to several million. It does depend on the type of property you're looking for and the seller, okay? That's about finding the REO packages. Now, you really want to make sure that the people you are contacting have direct connections with the owner of the bulk package. Make them prove it to you before going into further detail, because that does take quite a bit of time. Now, lots of people will claim that they have these connections, but only a few actually do. Now, there are a ton of resources online that you can find in companies that sell and buy these REO packages. So I'd recommend that you start there. Another thing you can do is call banks and credit unions and request for REO tapes. And what a bunch of tape is an Excel spreadsheet of all the properties that they have on file that you kind of look through and either cherry pick or package together. Of course, you can always call real estate agents and brokers that manage these packages, and if they don't, I'm guaranteed they'll know people who do, and it's a great referral process. So these are just a few ways to kind of get you started to find these packages. Now let's actually talk about the investing in bulk REO properties. Now, as a buyer, as an investor, you're going to be given a packet of documents that you have to complete. In this packet includes an NCNDA form, which is a non-compete, non-disclosure agreement, which pretty much protects all parties involved. Next, you have your MFA, which is your master fee agreement, which pretty much defines compensation of all parties when everything comes to closing. And you have your LOI, which is very important, which is your letter of intent, which pretty much defines the criteria and the price of the properties that you want as an investor. And of course, your last thing that they need is a POF, which is your proof of funds letter, which verifies the liquid funds that you have and make sure that they are available. Without a POF letter, guys, pretty much you will not be able to do bulk REOs. This is a must, okay? Now, let's actually talk about the actual process. Now, the seller who owns the bulk REO package will assemble a custom tape, the Excel spreadsheet, tailored to you as a buyer based on your LOI criteria, your letter of intent. Now, these package pricing are usually expressed as a % of the BPO, which is the broker price opinion. It's, for example, 50 to 60% of the BPO price, and this may take a few days. During this process, once they've assembled this tape for you, you have a due diligence period, which you can actually review the properties, check them out, and you actually can remove specific properties that do not reasonably meet the criteria that you originally set up. Now, this period typically takes around 7 to 10 days, but it all depends on the size of the package and, of course, the seller. Now, during this process, some sellers will require a deposit because you are going to be checking out these properties just for that safety purpose. And of course, upon your approval, after of course you are removed all the properties you don't want and have a finalized list, you can wire the remaining balance to the seller to complete the transaction. Now, as an investor, there are a few profit centers for you. You can actually be a representative for either the buyer or the seller of these packages. Now, bulk REO brokers can actually package for either party, and you can actually make money by charging points or the spread. Real quick example, you help someone buy or help someone sell a $200,000 bulk package. You charge 2 or 3 points, that's 2 to 3% of that $200,000 sale. Now, or you help someone sell a $200,000 package for $250,000, and you collect that $50,000 spread. So those are your options there. Another one, you could be a cash buyer approach. You have to have a lot of capital here. You can be a tier 1 buyer, has the greatest discounts, and of course you can wholesale for maximum profit. And you can always try the rent or sell approach. Of course, where you buy these bulk packages, say 100 properties, you fix them up, and you can either you can either sell them traditionally. Of course, you're dealing with people who don't have great credit. You can do seller financing, lease options, and of course, your last option, you can rent them out till you're ready to sell and collect on cash flow. okay? Now understand, guys, that bulk REO packages give the average investor an amazing return on their investment. But starting out, the best chance for any investor of getting their hands on these packages is from a reputable bulk REO trader. Now, like any business, you have to be sure to do your research and really just make sure that you play your cards right. Do not rush into anything, and of course, find a reputable bulk REO trader or company and simply call them. And don't be afraid to ask them questions, okay? Remember, it does not take a fortune to get started, but you can start making a fortune once things get going. Now again, guys, this is Frank Chen with REIClub.com. I'll bring you another video. Do me a favor, leave comments below about what you thought about it. Click the like button because it really does help us out. But more importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can keep you informed of when brand new videos are posted every week. As usual, guys, thank you so much for your time and continued support. I do look forward to talking to you next week. Take care, good investing, and bye-bye.